way, it actually works. You can akimbo the Mastercraft weapons. I think this is the first time there's ever been an Akimbo Mastercraft weapon. The real question is, does the inspect work? No way, they made the laser weapon shoot slime. We just got a brand new toxic weapon in Vanguard and Warzone, this being the Tracer Pack Mastercraft Pestilence Host Weapons of the Apocalypse. Prepare for a deadly infestation with the Tracer Pack Pestilence Host Mastercraft bundle with a Mastercraft inspection, grain phlegm tracers, and violent pus dismemberment. Starting off with the Airborne Toxic. This is one of the newer DLC SMGs. Got some green radioactive stuff on it. Cannot wait to see the inspect. I think that's really what's going to make or break this. Probably has something to do with a little bit of handle there. Then we've got the spiritual, I don't even know how you say that, but this is the laser weapon. This is the EM1, and it's green glowing. Can't wait to test that one out. Then we got an emblem, we got a calling card, we got a charm, we got a watch, which kind of looks actually sick for once. Then we got a sticker, then we got a spray, and a Scrooge title. Out of everything in here, the only reason I'm buying this is for the 2 blueprints, the Mastercraft and this, and yeah, I guess let's go ahead and test her out. The radioactive parts stand out a ton in a dark environment like zombies. Don't worry, we're also going to test it out in Warzone and MP, but let's go ahead and test out the death effect, which, yeah, this was already on a bundle we've seen in the past, but I don't know, this is one of the better death effects in the game. It just completely gooifies every single enemy, and I don't know, I freaking love it. But yeah, let's go ahead and test out the inspect, what we've all been waiting for. It's okay. I mean, recently we've got some Mastercrafts that were just better than this. Oh, it's got a bug on it when you first inspected. That's good to know. Luckily, this isn't a heroic, meaning we are going to be able to put camos on it, and we're going to be able to pack a punch, which is what we're going to do now. But if I had to rank the inspect, at least in a darker environment, yeah, this one's not as good as the Locust one or any of the other ones. Unfortunately, this weapon doesn't have any unique sound effects when you're shooting it. Recently, Mastercrafts, they've started adding unique shooting effects. This one just sounds like the default Marco 5. And yes, this Mastercraft is for the Marco 5. I know it's kind of hard to tell. All the newer TLC SMGs in Vanguard look the same. This actually, that means this can be akimboed. Hold on, we're gonna have to try this with akimbo. Wait a minute, how is the Mastercraft inspect gonna work on akimbo? Okay, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Before we can test this on akimbo and see how the inspect looks when we use 2 of them, let's go ahead, save up the points. That way, do we got the rampage inducer on? Please turn that off. That way we can go ahead, pack a punch this weapon, see what it looks like with pack a punch camos. While I'm doing that, if you're new here and want to stop by, I would greatly appreciate it. We review every Mastercraft bundle in full detail. We're going to also be doing this for Modern Warfare 2 and let you know everything about it before you buy it. That way you could save some money. Pack a punch time. Here we go. Please have good coverage. Please have good coverage. Ooh, okay. So it pretty much covers all the non-toxic parts. This looks good, but I think some of the other Mastery Camos like Gold and Golden Viper probably will look a little bit better on this. Ooh, it actually looks way cooler when you just reload it instead of inspect it. Look at it. You can see inside the gun and you get to see all of the glowing bits in there. I think that looks fantastic with kind of the camo mixed in with it. Here's what the Mastercraft looks like in a brighter MP environment. If you're not inspecting it, you really can't see too much going on with the gun unless you reload it. Here is the laser weapon. And this one, I don't know if it's just my texture's not loading in, but it doesn't look as graphical. It kind of, I mean, it just looks like it's got some slime on it. Now let's see the inspect in a brighter environment. And then just all over the face. Yeah. Oh, and then you see a bug run on the side of the screen too. It's interesting, kind of gross. Now for the Mastery Camos, here's gold on it, and you can still see some of the green underneath, but not as much as I would like to see. Here it is on, well, it's pretty much the same. You get to see a little bit of the green underneath it. The diamond camo pretty much looks exactly like you'd expect it to on, yeah, both the weapons. Atomic just kind of feels like overkill. There's too much going on and the green really doesn't match it. There we go. Look at that. The Golden Viper is definitely my favorite. That color just goes so good with the neon green. And then once again, I think it works really good on this too. Plague Diamond just looks a little bit better than the normal diamond camo on both of them. Now for the last Mastery Camo, this one's going to be interesting because this is green by default. So yeah, I don't know. It kind of just blends in. It doesn't, not a huge fan. Yeah, it doesn't work too well. Now that we're in multiplayer, I actually do hear a bullet effect on the weapon. Listen to it when you shoot. It's almost like a slime sound. And the cooler of the two things, it changes the beam color for the laser weapon. Look at this. Yeah, it changes the EM1 or the EX1 into a green laser that makes splashing sounds. This is honestly sick. Yeah, and they didn't even advertise that it did this. I'm glad I tried to shoot this because now this is just a like it's a slime beam. You shoot slime out of it, not lasers. No way, it actually works. You can akimbo the Mastercraft weapons. I think this is the first time there's ever been an akimbo Mastercraft weapon. The real question is, does the inspect work? I don't think it's going. No, that'd be so sick if there was a different inspect for the akimbo versions, but it just defaults back to the original akimbo version. Honestly, I think this is my favorite way to rock it. I'd rather rock it akimbo and have this inspect than the inspect it came with, because the inspect it came with wasn't super cool. But dude, having two of these, oh my god, double the slime bubbles on the ground. Yeah, this was a good idea. I'm so glad that the Marco 5 at least got a Mastercraft, because now we can say there's an Akimbo Mastercraft. Now let's see what happens when you start taking attachments off these weapons. Some weapons get ruined when you take the attachments off, but more of the recent ones look okay. And yeah, that's still passable in my opinion. This is what the Mastercraft is going to look like. I think it looked a little bit better with the stock, so make sure you like that stock right there. But it doesn't look too much different. Now, let's see the laser weapon. If we start just completely removing all the attachments, and yeah, this one gets ruined. You definitely want the attachments that came on it. Now, moving on to Warzone, let's go ahead, check out the camo coverage. And the weapon itself looks a little bit different. The way it flows, something about it is just completely off. We'll have to see it once we get in game. So the camo coverage looks about the same, but I think the weapon itself looks a tiny bit different. Like this green part, I don't think did that, and it wasn't flickering. Maybe it won't do that when we get in game, but it definitely has a flicker to it. Now for the laser weapon, and yeah, this one just looks duller. It doesn't have the same kind of glow, and it's not flickering here. Then we got the zombies camos. Oh yeah, forgot. EX1 does not have zombie camos in Warzone. Now that we're loaded in game, the weapon doesn't look too much different. Let's check out the inspect here in Warzone. Yeah, it does flicker a little bit more at the top area. It definitely wasn't flickering like that in Vanguard, so I don't know exactly what's causing that difference. Here is the EM1, keep forgetting the name of it, and this one looks almost identical. The tracers look about the same in Warzone. Does it still have the green laser beam? Yes, we still have the green EX1. That's fire. Now, the real question is, does the Akimbo still work? And yes, it does. Let's see the death effect. Come on. Okay, I suck with the Akimbo. Okay, of course I do. Oh, bro, I got Akimbo. You gotta let me get a little bit closer. You gotta let me get a little bit closer, bro. Oh, yeah, they still just do that. What about the inspect? Yeah, the inspect reverts back to the default one. But overall, with this weapon, I think the best way to run it is just Akimbo. The inspect isn't, I mean, the inspect's okay, but it's kind of basic. I'd rather just have these Akimbo Mastercraft weapons and keep the no inspect. That's my favorite part about this. If I had to give this a ranking, and keep in mind rankings are subjective, I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. But that high of a ranking heavily relies on the fact that you can Akimbo them and they're Akimbo Mastercrafts, and the fact that the laser turns green. Those two things definitely helped improve my ranking of this. If you guys want to see any more bundle reviews, we're going to do a ton of these for Modern Warfare 2. We're going to do them just like this, where we show you everything you could possibly want to know. That way you can make an informed decision. Make sure to sub to the channel. And then if you guys want to buy some camo grinding merch, we got it linked below, limited time. And yeah, let me know how you guys feel about this bundle. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.